Hello there, good morning everybody. Welcome to another Kerfuffle showcase. And I am absolutely delighted to have today with me Kye Wheatley. Hello, Kye.
Hello there, Simon.
Hello there. You are here representing both sides of the industry, which is lovely, bringing balance to the force. You are here as an agent in your own right from the hugely successful Keatons. And you've also, because you didn't have enough on your plate, decided you want to be a little bit of prop tech as well. So we're here today to talk about that side of things from Area, which is a very exciting innovation development that I've been tracking for some time. And I think people today are going to be very excited to hear about that. Just for those that have lived under a rock, though, first, as I indeed look like I have done these last few weeks. Kye, just give us a bit of background about yourself and obviously about the shape that Keatons has taken over the last few years, because we've obviously dealt with each other for years over at Repeat and everything else. And it's been amazing to see the development of your. You know, I won't speak out of turn, but it was clear you were going places. But even I couldn't have seen just how big and powerful you were going to become in your own area. Do you want to just give us a bit of background on that?
Yeah, I mean, primarily I'm an estate agent, have been for 30 years. So through that evolution, I've seen sort of pre-websites, portals, the old traditional black and white property details, applicant cards, right through to where we're at today. And I think we're at a really exciting juncture now of where agency can go. I think we're on a real cusp of seeing some very significant change. And what's exciting about it is all the dots are starting to join up on the technology side to really support the agency side. Whereas even though there's been the CRMs and property portals around for many years, problem we've had as estate agents and businesses is sort of joining all the dots and making it all work succinctly and nicely together. But it really feels like that's starting to all come together nicely, which poses some really exciting things that we can do as agents and hopefully make ourselves even more efficient, because when we look at the business over the last 30 years, and Keatons has been going 22 of those, is that agency or estate agents haven't actually got that much more efficient. In fact, they've actually got less efficient in terms of profitability. And there are reasons for that around regulation and more information that we have to produce and deliver. But at the same token, the technology should have really got us to a place where we are more efficient as businesses. And I think we're in a cusp of that now starting to play dividends back to us in the industry on that side of the fence.
It did sound for a minute there like you were almost blaming the lack of ability to do stuff with your CRM software as being down to the timing as when I was at the business, and it's all started to get a bit better as I left. Is that?
I think a bit like humans, it would be much better if everyone talked together and you get a better outcome. And of course, that maybe didn't happen for a whole number of reasons, and some of it was actually from the ability for different products to look and work succinctly with one another. But that is now no longer the case, and with applications all working from the cloud and such, like this ability to communicate seamlessly with one another is becoming the reality, and that's what's really exciting about the next stage, I believe.
I definitely agree with you there. I mean, I do think you were kind enough to join us on the PropTech 3.0 panel, and I loosely made the kind of the assumption, the stipulation that we're kind of in the third age of PropTech now. We had PropTech, which was the old styles, products, the Solixes, the Estate Crafts of the world, all of those base ones. We then moved into an exciting but very chaotic period where you had a lot of, an explosion of prop techs doing very, very narrow things. Often, if we're honest, not particularly well thought through, developed by a lot of bedroom techies who didn't know the industry, arse from their elbow. And what I think is just fascinating at the moment is seeing people like yourself, our friend Christian over at the Depository, people who are out there experiencing these real day challenges within their own agencies and saying, look, do you know what, actually, it's not like the forbidden forest anymore. We actually have the ability to create these tools ourselves. And as you said, even more excitingly, and maybe not overnight, but it looks like the CRM companies are now opening up to provide, with the, and let's face it, they are still the single source of truth, the ability for companies like yours to integrate. So I agree with you. I think there's a lot still to become clear, and we're all still kind of, hoping it happens quicker rather than it is at the moment. But it is a very exciting period, I would suggest.
Yeah, definitely. And look, the scale of that challenge, and there's no criticism in CRMs. I mean, we're talking about a highly complex situation with the property sector is incredibly complex. We have so many parties involved, and there lies the problem, because we're trying to get all parties to look at the same information, and it's incredibly difficult to do. Hence why it's taken 20 years and we're still evolving that process. But it does feel over the next 2 to 3 years, that's all going to come together nicely.
Yeah, perfect. And look, well, today, the actual title of our showcase today is Modernize Your Agency with this new lead management software. So talk us through, obviously, you talked about, obviously, the very successful side of your business. What was it that within your business that made you think about Area? And just give us an overview of what Area is about before we dig into the detail.
Yeah, this all came about 4 years ago. Much like many of the agents that operate today, we have a CRM system. We had a number of other sort of third-party products that we utilize and still do today. But one of the areas that we were really felt that we were in the dark with our own business about, and I tend to work on data, I like to know the ins and outs of what's going on, and I was unable to do that in my business, was really understanding about, we spend a considerable amount of money on marketing, and most estate agencies, it's somewhere between their second and fourth largest cost that they single item in their business. But we're very poor on understanding what happens from the top of the funnel, or that money we spend to get the lead come in, to then actually converting that lead into a transactional state where we're going to earn some money from it. I was certainly in that boat. There was very basic questions I was asking us as a business that we were unable to answer. And that's actually really scary. At the start, it's blissful ignorance, because you just assume that you are doing a good job.
Yeah.
But of course, as with anyone that deals with a lot of data will know, is that data doesn't lie. And then if you can get that correctly, efficiently, and completely up to date to the people that can make the decisions, it's a really powerful tool. So that was how the concept of Area was created. So the concept's one thing, but the execution and getting to actually deliver that is somewhat different. So we were fortunate to find some very smart tech people that created the business with us. And even though we could bring the agency side, they very much brought the technical know-how. And they wasn't actually from in the industry, which actually has been a real benefit, because they look at it very much through the consumer's eyes and not from the agent eye. And that's been massively valuable. And I think the thing where it was different, you mentioned earlier about sort of, this isn't tech people creating something they think needs to be resolved. We showed them the problem,